Sometimes we're blue, so give us something to do. Show me to us, Rachel. Ow! Welcome to Show Me to Us, Rachel. I'm Nate.
And I'm Sam. And we're neurodivergent. Which means that we need to fill our time with hyperfixations to show us more about ourselves.
And to help us do that, every week we bring in a Rachel of the Week to show us a new hobby or obsession that we know absolutely nothing about. Then take a week and try it ourselves.
This week, our guest is Tori Kilkenny. Or do you prefer Victoria?
I prefer Tori. I did a big
Tori
rebrand.
Kilkenny.
Wow.
Oh, I was 8 years old and moving schools, and I was like, you know what? I'm not a child anymore. I'm a woman.
And you're damn right.
and you went to Tori.
Yeah. I did. That'd be cooler.
My brother started going by Charles when he went to college. We didn't ask for this story. Anyways, go ahead, Nick.
And we're neurodivergent. So yeah, just start us off. What's our obsession that we're going to be digging into this week, Tori?
We're going to talk about sewing, Nate and Sam.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, when I asked you about if you had a hobby or obsession that you were interested in talking about, you said sewing like 10,000%, and I was surprised by the intensity of that, and also I had not heard about you doing this at all. We're friends outside the pod.
Audience, we're friends outside the pod.
I didn't know you sewed.
Well, the thing is, it started. I've known how to sew since I was like 11. But
okay.
When you were Victoria.
I was already Tori. I was already Tori. Victoria never knew how to sew. Tori knew how to sew.
Understood.
And then I got like a little bit better at it, pretty decent. In college, I made like a t-shirt quilt. It's pretty rudimentary. And then when the pandemic happened, I went balls deep in this obsession. And then I was making stuff out of patterns. I was printing patterns off the internet and like stitching together the paper and like making them on my parents' like kitchen counter. And then I got into pattern drafting, which is where you, with your bodily measurements, will make a design that is on paper and then put together an outfit from scratch.
Wait.
Yes,
okay,
Sam?
Okay. Sam, question.
What is a bodily measurement?
Like,
Wait,
you're an actor.
Sam, wait a
You're an
minute.
actor, right?
Sorry?
You're an actor, right?
Yeah. I feel like I've never heard bodily measurement.
You just
Wait,
like a measurement
Sam,
of like
Sam.
a body part or something.
Like you're
your
just
body
measuring your arm or something. That's a
Yeah,
bodily
exactly.
measurement.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I hear bodily, I think of fluids. Anyways, Nate, did you have a question?
You got to measure fluids to make a shirt.
Wait, so you thought when you say bodily fluids, that bodily is the part that means liquids?
Wait, you lost.
Don't attack him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Why are you coming
I'm
for
so,
me?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm really sorry. Okay, that's insane. Well, so first of all, running theme seems to be people picking up stuff during the pandemic. Obviously, I suppose.
Tracks.
But I guess so you've made full outfits.
Yeah, I've made a few dresses. I've made a shirt or two. I've made a lot of stuff.
Gotcha.
Oh my god! When you're saying sewing stuff into paper, what is that?
Well, just like out of paper. There's like two ways that you can like draft something or like make an outfit. One of them is by having like a form of yourself, like a little like neck to like your hips, and then you literally are just like pinning things onto it and being like, I like the way this looks, and then taking it off and then sewing it. And that is the easy way. That is like the cool way. But that way is super expensive because to get like a custom made thing or to spend like the time to make your own is just like crazy work. But people do it all the time.
Yeah.
So I do the long version, which is, I think, much worse. And it's like basically architecture where you're taking like the measurement between like your neck and like the tip of your shoulder and then like your shoulder down to your wrist and like your bust line and where your bust is, like how far it is from like your hip and from your waist, and then using those measurements to put together like what is called a block, like a bodice block.
Yeah.
And then using that to draft paper patterns and then using those paper patterns to cut out fabric and to sew something together.
Interesting.
Got it.
Okay, so until just now, I've been thinking of knitting. Yeah, I'm not at my smartest today, evidently.
Sam, wake up.
Oh my God.
But
and you know what? I respect that.
honestly, this is even better. It's better when we come in fresh, because I know some things about knitting. I know nothing about sewing. This is so much more interesting. Okay, so do you own like a knitting not
A knitting machine.
a sewing
Knitting
machine?
machine. That'd be crazy. It's like a machine that's like...
I used to have a knitting machine. You would like grind
really?
this little thing and yeah. And it was like a little hoop. It almost looked like the teeth of like a demon. And you would string it up
sick.
and it literally had little hooks in it that would like do the hooking mechanism that creates the loops in like a sweater. And you would just grind this little thing and it would just go and like pop out an ugly ass tiny little scarf.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, but sewing. Do you own a sewing machine?
Yeah, I've got a sewing
Okay.
machine and then I have a serging machine, which is like if you have a t-shirt, Sam, and you have a sweatshirt on, Sam, these are both knit fabrics. And I have a sweater on too. So they're the really stretchy ones and they're really comfy, but they also require a special kind of stitch. So if you look at like the hem of either of your pieces that you're wearing, it has like a weird zigzaggy almost, like multi-interlocked. It's only made with an interlocking machine or a serger, and I have one of those too, which is like pretty, I don't know, I don't want to brag, but it's kind of a pretty big deal because they're very expensive.
So it like
that's
combines pieces is the idea.
Yes, it does, but it also gives you a bunch of extra thread to give you that room to stretch.
Interesting. Okay. Serger. That's
Serging
sick.
machine, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I did a lot of it with. I feel like a lot of this I sort of know from like costuming classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never. Yeah, I didn't know serging machines, because those seem like pretty intense to have just at your home.
They're not really needed for most things, and you can like
Hell yeah.
you can like kind of make it work with a regular sewing machine. I only have one because my grandpa got it from my grandma. My grandma was like, I don't know this thing
my
works.
God.
What the hell? And she was like, Victoria, take this thing. I don't want it. And I was like, and I got you, Grandma.
I gotta look up what a serging machine looks like. I'm curious now.
Yeah, my grandma had a my grandma also had a sewing machine that was fully pedal, like it was like
That's so
attached to a
kick-ass.
desk with like a brass copper kind of pedal thing on it.
That's amazing.
Okay. So I've seen these before, and I just thought these were sewing machines.
I mean, they are. They just do like a certain
fancier.
specialty stitch. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Interesting. I did use a sewing machine once, also in a costuming class in college. I didn't really know what I was doing.
I
What?
love that. It's beautiful.
Do you ever sew by hand?
I do every once in a while. Like I bought a blazer from Village Discount Outlet just because I loved it, but it was a men's blazer.
Yeah.
And I liked the oversized fit, but the shoulders went out like an extra like 3 or 4 inches. So I took it apart. I brought in the shoulders, and then I had to hand stitch the arms, like the lining of it, because it's like a satiny lining. I had to hand stitch it shut because it's, kind of it would be a bitch to
cool.
sew with the machine.
I have such
Wait.
a respect for people who sew and like can work with outfits and costuming like that. Like it feels so like rooted in like basic human needs. It's just like clothes, like you're a tailor. Like I feel like I'm in a fantasy world.
Well, that's like one of the
something
big
primal
reasons.
about it.
And I don't know if I'm allowed to answer the questions without being prompted, but what?
There's no rules.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand to
This is
say,
your
please don't answer the question. There's a structure. Stop.
Oh, Nate dropped his camera. That's
I'm
super
fine.
embarrassing.
I'm fine.
Oh my God. I saw your
unprofessional.
keyboard. That's like really vulnerable.
Okay, so
What were you saying?
yeah, we're
What was I going to say? What were we talking
I
about?
was talking
Well, I
about the primal nature of
Oh,
sewing.
yes. So I always joke with my friends about the post-apocalyptic world when like money doesn't matter and it's all about like bartering and skills. Like, how are you going to pitch yourself to the compound? Like, what skills do you have to offer? Because all we're going to have when the world collapses is a bunch of project managers and fucking engineers
Yeah,
and
It's true.
not to say that engineers are bullshit and stupid, but like grow up. Okay.
But in an apocalyptic world, I listen to a lot of fantasy and you know, it's not apocalyptic worlds necessarily, but it's the same idea of like things are back like at their roots, and like tailors are huge.
Yeah, tailors are important, and that's the way that I'm going to pitch myself, because I can't do a lot of other pretty basic things.
Oh yeah, you've got an acting degree, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
But like on top of that, like I can't gut an animal. Like, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I can make clothing for the compound.
you could.
We need to get a person that guts animals on our podcast.
We do. I could think of one.
What?
You're like,
I play a lot of
an
video
animal
games
gutter.
with people
I got a
from
guy.
all over the country.
Oh, I see.
And not all of them are people I would hang out with outside of video games.
Yeah, that actually is a good question though. Like what we could do in the post-apocalypse, what skills we could offer. 'Cause I think I don't know. I could like solve a Rubik's cube.
Hey, entertainment will still be necessary.
That doesn't
People
take-
need to not be depressed.
For all of your music skills, you would bring Rubik's Cube to your compound audition? Are you freaking kidding me?
My compound audition.
Yeah, you have to like display your skill, and they're like, so you can play an instrument, and you're like, I have for you today the Rubik's Cube. If you give me 45 minutes, I'll get this thing solved.
And Howie Mandel's like, no. I'm like, Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel's there. He's in charge of the compound.
Ooh,
Wait,
looks
but tell
like you're
us.
not going to the compound.
I think you touched on this already. Hello. But you said you first got into sewing when you were 11, and was it because of your grandmother, or like what got you into it initially?
Yeah.
No, but my grandma is a really big seamstress. She makes like hella quilts. She made like my aunt's bridesmaids dresses. So like sewing is in the family, but I actually took a family and consumer science class in middle school.
Oh shit.
And everyone wanted to take it because that was the class where you got to cook. And everyone was like, we want to make fucking
Right.
cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did baking in my high school. I wish I did.
No, this was middle school.
That's even better.
It was sick.
Yeah, we had that too. Yeah. It was like people would be like, we baked bread today. And I'd be like, I did trigonometry.
I took German down the hall from where that class was, and I would always smell their shit, and it pissed me off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, darn you bakers!
Yeah, literally. But sorry, continue. You took this class?
So I took this class, and it my mom had like given me a sewing machine, and like I knew how to do like literally press and like move the fabric through. But this class was where they're like, here's how we're gonna make like a little drawstring bag. We're gonna make an apron. You guys are gonna learn about how buttons get sewn on, like very, very basic stuff. You guys are gonna learn how to hand sew. And that was where I was like, okay, I have my like foundational knowledge. And then took a costuming class, and we had like a graduate student who was like running our shit. And he was having us do like princess panels, which I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to explain this without having an example with me, but it's basically like it's creating a curvature where one piece of the fabric is longer than another piece of fabric, but you need to align them perfectly. So you're literally, and there can't be any wrinkles in it. I was like traumatized from this because we had tiny little chunks of fabric. I was like, why the hell are we doing this? Like I would just use a dart, which is like a line. There's so many terms that are like obnoxious and hard to explain that like.
So it's like attaching like this section to
yes,
this
that's
section.
exactly it. Yeah.
No one listening can see what I'm pointing out.
No, yeah, it like
sections
it
of the
creates
shirts.
like a curve shape in like a bodice. So like there's dresses that like I have that have a line that like goes over the breast that like is curved and like is probably made with like a princess panel.
Okay.
I googled princess panel, and a comic of Disney princesses showed
That's
up.
fair. That's fair. Well, so this, I mean, so I'm thinking of one thing that I didn't like when we were using sewing machines in costuming class. But what do you actually like hate about the hobby? What really grinds your gears?
I feel like
Really
they
gets
never
you going.
tell you this. And it's much like cooking. Sewing, the actual like process of sewing, you are sewing maybe like 15% of that time. It is all cutting, it is all pinning, It's all like getting shit ready. It's pinning your pattern to the fabric. It's a bitch and a half. It's like reading and understanding instructions. The actual sewing part, like the actual fun part, you're doing very little of that. It's a hobby of mostly bullshit. Like people that like cooking, they're like, oh yeah, I love actually putting cooking, like food together. But it's like, do you want to sit around and cut up vegetables to make a fucking mirepoix for an hour and a half? I don't. So this is the thing that pisses me off. And this is the thing that big surging machine, big sewing machine won't tell you is that
big sewing.
Big sewing, big tailoring won't tell you is that sewing is mostly not sewing.
This is like not really connected at all, but I had a similar experience when I tried to learn surfing. A very small percentage of surfing is actually surfing.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's just like waiting around for like the right
Waiting
wave.
for waves, climbing wave, fighting the fucking ocean, which don't do that. The
No,
ocean's
you always
horrifying.
lose.
Water
Well,
hurts.
and like I like what you said about cooking because it's the same. Like every single recipe you ever look up online is always like, oh yeah, like you can make this in 30 minutes, and it's because you put it in the oven for 30 minutes, and that's stupid.
Son of a bitch.
That's wrong.
They're liars.
The directions always forget that I'm stupid.
Yeah. I think you need to account for the fact that I have no knife skills.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing crazy shit. I'm peeling back my onion very carefully.
I don't know what most of these words mean.
You know onion. You got onion.
Peeling?
I'm talking about in the direction, not the words that Tori was saying.
we'll talk about it. We'll do onions next week.
My hobby is onions.
If someone was
Vidalia.
incredibly hyper-fixated on onions, that
Red.
would actually be so cool.
That'd be so good, actually. we would very quickly do that. Well, and so this isn't actually a question. This is just something I was curious about. What are you doing right now, sewing wise? Are you working on anything?
No, I don't have anything big right now. I have like things that like I want to do and stuff that like I bought the materials for but just haven't gotten around to because it's such it feels very dedicated. You could do it piecemeal, but like you have to like spread out. Like I've got my sewing machine here. I've got like all of my doodads. I've got like my fabrics over here. Like the last thing that I made is these drapes behind me that you can see.
Oh my God.
You made those?
Yeah. And they're blackout curtains. I could show you the back of them. But like it just takes so much space and so much time, and which is why it was a perfect pandemic thing. But like now I'm busy doing acting stuff. So I just, it was like my creative fixation. And now it is like truly a hobby. I think that every artist or every human that turns something they love over to the altar of capitalism, they need to have something else because you will lose your mind.
Yeah, once you start doing it for money, it changes.
Yeah. So I sew only for me. It's just for myself. I'll like do it for friends if they need like a bridesmaid's dress hemmed or like pants altered. Like that's really easy stuff. And I'm like, I will do it for free. I don't care.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if you've done any costuming stuff, so I guess that answers that question.
Well, with the drapes behind you, so what? This might be a stupid question. What for the steps of making like drapes? Is it just putting the two big pieces together, or like what is the like I just don't know like what would go into like the hemming of that, or how that even works.
Girl, I blacked out. I was just like, I had these gigantic panels of like a bolt of fabric from like a crafting resale place in Chicago. And it's like literally upholstery fabric. So this is like fabric that somebody brought to like redo a chair.
Oh.
And I was just cutting out panels and seeing like, okay, I know I have to have loops. I know that the backside's going to be this like extra black fabric that I have. And they're just rectangles. So then I was just like doing basic sewing stuff of like sewing the right sides together and then flipping it inside out. And just like improvising as I went just to make sure that like the end product was a big ass rectangle with little loops on the top and didn't look raggedy.
They look really good.
Thank you.
From what I can see here.
I'm going to show you.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like the black side of one and like you can see up close. And then like I had to like stitch the bottoms together. I feel like you'd be really impressed if you saw them in person. They just look like drapes. That is the
fabric though.
That's the other thing about sewing. You will appreciate, you will come to love the work that those tiny little hands are doing in Vietnam. Our imported clothing is so well made.
Oh yeah.
I don't. If I had to guess what you were about to say, I don't think I would have got it.
Oh my God, they're doing the work. Okay, let me tell you, if everything that I've ever made, I'm like made by American hands. It looks like dog shit. Like, don't get close. Don't look at it very closely. It's like wearable. I can like alter my clothing, but like you can tell which pieces I worked on and which pieces were made in a factory by a child.
Yeah, a child. I was gonna say, like, small hands help probably.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But hey, incredible curtains.
That's because you're not in the room. They do the job. They block out the sun. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
So I think curtains are probably too ambitious. What
for
should
us,
we do?
How do we get?
You should do a pillowcase.
Oh,
A pillowcase.
A pillowcase is nice and easy. It's like the same concept, rectangle.
rectangle.
Yeah.
Just big old rectangle. It's like
Rectangle.
smaller, so it's very easy to do. And then you can practice different kinds of hems. You could have like a raw hem on the inside. You could practice a French.
That's a fucking raw hem, man. Sorry, my bad.
God. God.
Or not hem, seams. Your seams can be raw. Do it again, Sam.
Fucking raw seam, man.
Or you could try a French seam. Ooh la la.
Ah,
Fucking French scene.
a fucking French seam, man.
Yeah. French semen? That is what I heard.
A French seaman. Oh, I was thinking like a man at sea.
Oh, I was thinking
that
that.
too, though.
They're called the Navy.
That's
That's what I
Heyo.
call it.
Heyo. You know where you can get both of those things. The U.S. Navy. That was so stupid. I also, this is another dumb thing that I don't know why I made this. My duvet cover, like all the pieces of it, little duvet loops and shit like that, and I put on these little clasps.
What? That looks lovely.
It's it does the job.
How long did like the curtains and the duvet cover take?
The curtains, I kind of lost the plot at some point, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to proceed. And when I feel overwhelmed or like I don't know the direction I'm going, I'll procrastinate. So they sat for like almost a year in just like my closet. And then I moved apartments, and I was like, I'm making these curtains. These curtains will not make me.
Yeah.
Let them be my
Yeah.
monster. I feel like this is like this cake episode. You're gonna keep turning around and being like, I also made this, and it's like your dog.
Your headphones are like stitched.
I also made this.
You pull off your hair.
Okay, I have and maybe this is the wrong person to ask, but like what do we need to get to start sewing?
Yeah. What shit do we need?
I feel like the only big things you need is like needle and thread, because you can find fabric anywhere. That's like the thing about sewing in the modern age. Fabric is more expensive from a fabric store. So like the real crafters know. You go to like
Only real ones.
only real ones get
Big
this.
Sewing hates this tip.
Pour one out for the crafters.
You just get like sheets and like old other people's old curtains, like anything that's like a big swath of fabric. Like I made a dress out of a sheet.
Oh.
Like a dress that I wore to a black tie wedding. It was a black sheet, but like just get the fabric will come to you.
Fabric. Yeah.
The fabric will come to you. The thing that you have to get your hands on is the needle and thread.
Yeah, the thing I was worried about was the fabric, but I guess you can just literally just take fabric from anywhere.
Yeah.
Like Joanne.
Oh, Joanna's dead now.
She's dead. She died. And by she, I mean
Sorry,
the
I got
company.
distracted by my
No,
own face.
yeah,
I need
she
to
was
turn off
stabbed
the
many
selfie.
times like Caesar.
Sorry, what?
Joanne's went bankrupt, and they're gone now.
Yeah,
I
they're
fully
gone.
believed Tori just now and thought that Joanne was the person.
She was
Joanne
real. She was the
brutally
CEO,
murdered.
and she was stabbed by the C-suite team.
She was taken down in a fight of fury.
There we go. I removed my own video, so I stopped getting distracted by my own face.
Oh my god.
So Joanne's fabric doesn't exist anymore? I didn't know that.
Yeah, now you have to go to like Walmart.
Rip.
Was it you that I had a conversation about this with? No, it was you and Mindy. You and Mindy, we were talking about this.
Were we really?
I think so. Like maybe like a full year ago.
The death of Joanne.
Yeah, the death of Joanne.
The death of Joanne and her fabrics.
Rip to a big
Okay.
one.
So we steal someone's curtains and we get a needle and thread.
Yeah,
Cool. And
that's
we
like
do
all
it.
you need.
Awesome. Do I get to
Is
use
there-
those little scissors with the bird on them? Wait, I have some of those.
You do?
Knitting. From knitting. Yeah, I tried knitting briefly.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can totally use those. I thought those were like for embroidery. They're so cunty. I love a little bird scissor.
Yeah, wait. Do you mean just like a little hook on the end?
Nah, bird scissor.
Bird
Wait,
scissor.
what do you mean bird scissor?
Nate, it's bird scissor.
Okay.
Everyone knows a bird scissor.
Yeah, you're right. It was bad of me to ask. That's with Sandra Bullock, right?
Bird scissor. Yeah. So you know.
That's with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, and they're playing gay people, right?
Yeah, that's bird scissor.
Bird scissor.
And that's the Sam. What is happening? Are you getting the scissors?
He's fully
Yes.
looking for his bird scissor.
I can't find the bird scissor, but here's the little bit that I knitted, which this isn't a knitting episode, but and here's my yarn. And then I got
Here's my yarn.
Okay, what is the bird scissor? You
It's
have
just
to
like
tell me.
literally a pair of scissors that look like a bird.
It's got a little bird on them.
That's
They
literally
look
it.
like a bird.
Yeah.
I quit.
It's got bird.
Bird scissor. If you
Sam
guys
is-
do
Sam
want to
is
get like
distractible
advanced
today.
about it, you get the needle and thread, and then you advance to the sewing machine.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
the bird scissor. Okay, but we get the needle and thread.
And when
we
you're
get some
ready,
fabric. And that's kind of all you need to start sewing?
yeah, and when you're ready, you get your hands on a sewing machine, which I have one.
Okay.
Wow.
You know what we should do then? I think we should get a needle, thread, and some fabric and try it that way first. And then if we have the resources and time, we go to someone with a machine and we try that a little bit.
We know Tori. We can.
Yeah,
we
you
know
can
Tori.
just-
We do know Tori, and Tori has a sewing machine.
We don't need resources.
I am not covetous of my machine.
covetous.
Covetous of my
Not
machine.
covet.
This is what happens when you get into
Joanne's
sewing. You become medieval.
fabrics. Yes, well, you have to because it's very primal.
It is. It's very primal.
Gosh, I am. on a
Okay,
mission.
well, okay, great. So I guess we're gonna make pillowcases. I think I could totally make a pillowcase.
Yeah, it's nice and easy and it's functional. I made
Or like,
I hand sewed a rat tail onto some shorts for a rat party I went to.
Whoa.
And
What
that
a
took a bit of
fun
time, but that was
sentence.
doable. That's like the same effort level as a pillowcase. So you could totally
How
do
long?
it.
How long is it gonna take us?
Maybe like an hour and a half.
Okay,
that's
that's not
doable.
bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
We can watch it. We can watch a movie.
I don't know if I can. I gotta focus.
No, that's like the best thing about sewing is you do not need to be locked in.
Ooh,
It's
actually, this is
it's a
question I do
non-thinking
like to
hobby.
ask.
I love a hobby that you can listen to podcasts to. That's
Yeah.
like my bar of entry.
Same.
So I love like locking into some NPR, specifically This American Life. I'm going through the
This American
treasure
Life.
trove. I'm listening to episodes they dropped in like '98, and I'm just
Great.
sewing for hours.
That's why I wanted to try to get into knitting because I thought it would be that. But knitting, at least when you start out, required a lot more focus than I wanted to commit. So sewing, you're saying, is a hobby that you don't have to like devote a lot of attention to. That's awesome.
No, the more you do it, the more you might have to think about it a little bit at the beginning, but the more you
Right.
get into it, it just becomes like a mindless hobby. And then your hands just do the work and your brain can do whatever it wants.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Because I like to listen to books.
Yeah.
We're educated people. We're on NPR. We listen to books.
Sewing. I think the only thing that seems unappealing to me about sewing, and I haven't obviously got into it yet, but it seems like one of those hobbies that like if you're in it, you have to have a mess. Is that
Well,
true?
that's like part of the reason that it's difficult for me to like commit to a project is because
Yeah.
then there's like a
Yeah.
corner where it's like here's all the shit that's like happening right now.
Right.
And like you can
Sure.
fold it up and like put it on your ironing board and like push it into a corner, but then it's like it's all there. The sewing
Yeah.
machine's kind of bulky. It's like on the floor. I've got
And then
like the
every time
sewing
you
machine
wanna do it, you have
bag.
to pull it back out again. Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I feel like that's like board games too. You know what I mean? Like that's like a similar like, especially like a long board game like D&D or something. You're kind of like
True.
This is my shelf.
If it's
True.
D&D, not like Monopoly though. Well, maybe like Monopoly. Monopoly's pretty involved.
Like tabletop games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose.
But
Yeah.
you're still getting stuff out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but usually at the end of a game, you like put it all away. You know what I mean?
Not if it's like a
You can kinda do
campaign
it
one though,
Yeah. True.
right?
I'm speaking out of my ass mostly.
Yeah, you're just farting. I'm just sniffing it up.
Yeah. You sound great.
Or you have some,
I'm
some
very
excellent
impressed.
vocabulary.
Speaking out of your
Never
ass.
heard
That's just a fart, bro.
You're just farting and I'm just sniffing it up.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use that.
Wow.
Don't credit me.
anyways.
I don't want that coming back to me.
Well, I was gonna say, I think we're actually pretty close to time. Okay, wow, yeah, and thanks for jumping in so last minute too. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to herald my old timey hobby.
I herald his end.
I live to herald the hobby of yesteryear,
Ah, great.
and will soon be tomorrow, when the landscapes are barren again.
When the landscapes are barren.
Well, yeah, but thanks so much for being here, and Sam, could you give us the time wipe thing we do?
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if Tori knows this.
No, don't explain it. Don't explain it. Just do it.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I just got swatted. I only have a couple seconds for this episode. They're gonna give me a few minutes. So we sewed for a week.
Sam never tells me what he's gonna do at the top of the episode. You know what, Sam? I'm gonna leave that in.
Yes, finally.
Sam, to be clear, I have not cut Sam's intros. I don't think ever actually.
You cut one of my outros.
Yeah, and that was warranted. Okay, so we did SEW.
Yeah, that is
See
how
what I did there?
that is how you spell it.
We sewed. We really did it. And I'm holding this in front of me.
I got mine too. I got
it right here. Guys, we made pillowcases.
Yeah, and it kind of smells like Nate.
Oh, well, okay, so Sam's is unwashed, clearly. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we like made full-on pillowcases. We're both holding them up. So I guess quickly, well, not quickly. This is our fucking time.
Yeah, we can take our time.
Yeah. So we took Tori's advice. We didn't buy any fabric. We just got like basic ass sewing kit. So we got like, a thing with some needles, various sizes of needles, not that different though, and then some pins to kind of keep fabric in one place whilst sewing. And then we got like I don't know, a few things of string.
Thread.
Or no, only one thing is thread. Yeah.
What was that cutter that they told me to get that we didn't actually use?
Oh, it was a seam ripper, and I used it once to kind of fix a little thing I did.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's basically like a needle with a needle that then turns into like a slight little blade, so that you can like cut seams or like knots. You can undo knots easier.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we didn't really use it too much though.
No, we didn't. The person told me that we would need it, but we hardly used it.
It's good to I think it's good to have though. Like it's good to have for like a thing if we're like fixing another thing.
Yeah, I'm sure
Then
that
you
like
can-
if you needed it, you would, need it.
Yeah.
Like it's harder to use something else in its absence. Is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. But okay. Yeah, but anyway, we followed Tori's instructions. We followed Tori's instructions, and we let the fabric come to us. And by come to us, I mean that we just used an old fitted sheet I had.
Yeah.
This blue fitted sheet, and we, I have so many thoughts. Sam, take the reins.
So I'm gonna do what I do in therapy. I'm gonna go through chronology. Because whenever I don't know what to talk about in therapy, I just go through my week. I literally pull up my calendar and go like day by day. So here's what we did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, well, it helps because I'm ADHD.
Yeah.
And we're neurodivergent. So it was Friday night. I finished up work, and then I was driving to Nate's so that we could sew. And you know what? I'm gonna tell this whole story because it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I put on my I was gonna get there at 7. I left at like 6 because I had to make 2 stops. One was at the liquor store to get a 6-pack so that I could sew with the 6-pack, and the other was at a store to pick up sewing materials. You might say Michael's is the place to go for that. For some reason, I was like Marshall's, so I put Marshall's on my
Very different.
chain of
Very
things.
different.
And I stopped at the liquor store, and I hit next or whatever on my Google Maps, and I guess I accidentally skipped Marshall's, and I was listening to a book, so I wasn't really paying it. I kind of mindlessly follow whatever the map says, which is why I always use the map. And I drive straight to Nate's, and I get like almost all the way there before I realize I didn't even go to my second stop. And then I look for a place nearby, and I find this lovely local store, which I want to say their name because they're worth mentioning, because they were really nice. Where's my receipt?
Well,
it was something Bird.
Yeah, it was somewhere near Lincoln Square.
Yeah.
Lovely little store.
Taylor Bird. I think it was Taylor Bird in Lincoln Square. So I found that really close, and I called them just to make sure they had the stuff we needed. They were really nice. I hopped over, and it was really stupid. I was like, "So I'm doing a podcast," and then I realized after that I didn't need to tell them that. I could have just said like, "I need some starting materials."
That's fun. That's a fun thing to say.
Yeah, they were really nice, and I was like, "So just get me like set up to start with spending is the minimum required." So what they gave me was a one spool of thread. I got to choose a color. There were so many colors. They gave me the seam cutter. The sewing needle. Well, like a set of needles with different sizes. That had
needles in the pins.
Help you thread it. Yeah, and the pins. I didn't actually have to use the pins, but they said it would be useful to hold stuff in place. I think it was just those 4 things. It cost me about $35. Very doable. And honestly, sewing by hand, not nearly as complicated as I kind of assumed it would be. It seems like one of those things that, like, if you really want to do it, like, fancy, the skill ceiling's high. But I'm such a gamer. But like, to do it on the basic level like we did, really not that terribly difficult.
Well, and before we get into the sewing part,
Yeah.
Tori was also correct in saying that maybe I would say, well, time-wise, more time was spent, but maybe like 40-50% of the sewing was the cutting and the measuring.
Preparing to sew, yeah.
Yeah, preparing to sew, which to me was a little bit less like that. That is kind of like a slight barrier to entry, I would say, for me, like starting a project.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I were to start a whole new thing, I can see what Tori means where she was like, I don't have anything going on right now, but like I have some things I want to do, because you definitely have to like make a lot of room for like the fabric, and like I had a little table that made it a little bit easier, but you have to like, spread it out and make sure it's flat, make sure it's tight when you're cutting it. And like, it was helpful to have a friend like, to hold one end of it while you're snipping.
Yeah.
Which was good.
If you was like distracted the entire time.
Oh yeah. Oh, Sam was dancing to jazz music, while we were trying to cut.
I was peak ADHD during sewing night.
Yeah, truly. But it was, also harder than harder than normal to cut a rectangle, I thought.
Well, because it's fucking fabric. This is a pet peeve of mine, is working with like flexible material. I had the same issue when I had like makeup classes in college. Drawing on something that like moves is infuriating, and also it's like, it's not flat, so you have to work with that's only the case with makeup.
And it didn't help that I was shaking the table.
Yes. While I was trying to drive a straight line, Nate was just like, he was trying to compensate for my hyperactivity.
Yeah, I was like, this will help.
But I have nothing more to say about that. What you were saying?
well, it's and then we started the actual sewing, which was basically, so we made pillowcases, but we made when you think of a pillowcase, I guess I think of a sack kind of pillowcase where you just put the pillow in there, or like a slightly fancier version. I don't know if it's French. Some of the things we looked up said like this is a French pillowcase or something. I don't know if that's real, but basically a pillowcase where the corners are inside the pillowcase entirely, and you put the pillow in like a slit in the back, and you kind of stuff the pillow in there and push the corners out. And so we made that one to try to challenge ourselves a little bit. So basically, like you sew the outside edges, like the 3 outside edges, and you kind of fold the top flap over and then fold the edges of that flap to kind of make the rest of the sides, and you leave this little slit open in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at my pillowcase. So we really had 3 large seams to sew, and then 2 very small seams to sew.
Yeah. Well, and Sam, you had a discovery once we finished.
Did I?
Yeah, the
flip the turn.
Yeah. Your journey. Tell us about your journey of like discovering or like how you were feeling about the process.
Yeah,
throughout.
I was.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, didn't love it. Well, here's the thing. Actually, the actual process of sewing, the going in and out, I did like that. Because it moved pretty quickly. It was pretty easy, and like, it was satisfying. You just go fick, 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 fick. And there's a few different, or not a few, but there's, I guess, a ton of different ways to actually do a stitch. We did like 2 of the most basic ones. We did at our edges. We did what's called a
back stitch, I believe.
Back stitch, where I don't think I can describe it.
Well, when you poke a new one, you kind of poke. You
layer it back in on itself.
Yeah, you poke out forward from under
down the stitch,
and then when you're going back down, you go back to like the previous loop, and then you go out another one, then back,
and then you go 2 forward and then back 1. 2 forward, back 1.
2 forward, 1 back. I guess
that's kind of all. Yeah, that's kind of all it is, huh? So we did that at the edges because they said to do that to secure the stitches. Or and then we just did what's called a running stitch, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Where you just kind of snake it. You just keep going forward.
Snaking it.
And
1 forward, 1 forward.
1 forward, 1 forward, 1 forward, 1 forward. And that was pretty easy. And I enjoyed that part. The parts that fucking frustrated me were the end when you have to secure it. First of all, I kept on running out of thread and then having a very small amount to work with. And then I did not understand the fancy fucking stitch you had to do to close it off at the end that we were watching in this video. Nate seemed to understand it, but I'm bad at following directions. And we keep doing hobbies with directions. Well, I think they all kind of have directions, no?
Yeah, you'd
have to learn something.
I guess DJing. Not as much,
true.
Maybe, or Miss Piggy. I don't know.
Miss Piggy, that's a good point. Yeah, I think our last 2 have just been a lot of information,
a lot of crafts and things with where small hands help.
Yeah.
Which is my strength.
I don't even have particularly large hands. I get frustrated working with small things that require
fine motor skills.
Fine motor skills. Yeah. And I had to, by the end of the stitch, I had to just kind of tie off the ends of this thread, so that it would stay. And so that was the longest part of the process with me, was trying to tie this tiny little fucking knot with these 2 little. I was gonna punch a hole through the table.
Oh yeah. Well, in the beginning, that's not too bad. Well, and this is also something I didn't realize. I mean, I think I knew this maybe deep down if I searched my heart for it. But I didn't fully understand that when you're sewing, it is like a loop. You're pulling a loop along.
Yeah, and not like a single thread.
Yeah, not like a single thread.
So what Nate's talking about. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, please.
You get the thread, and then you put it through the tiny little loop at the top of your needle.
The eye of the needle, yeah.
And then you pull it through, and then you tie that end that you poked through the needle with the end that hasn't gone through together, so that you're pulling from like the end, and you're pulling the 2 threads basically that are it's 1 thread, but it's looped, like Nate said.
Yeah, and you kind of knot at the end, and then when you start a sewing thing, it's pretty chill. Like that little knot you do, because you're just kind of making a knot with like within the loop of the thread.
Yeah, that's not as hard because that
was not bad.
You have a lot of thread to work with.
Yeah, and then at the end you kind of like you go back through one of the running stitch little loops you made, and then you go back through it again. It was also confusing me near the end. Like the first one I did, it totally worked, and then the second and third one I did, it really didn't work. And I just kind of what I did was I kind of was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what I did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Again.
I just did some bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of works. I mean, because you're basically just tying like a simple like. A lot of fancy knots are just versions of a square knot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, I'll just make a square knot.
Yeah. So we did the stitches, and we got all the edges, and I was kind of just like, I think what made this one a little easier for me is I think with so many crafts, I have like a vision and I get really ambitious and I want it to be something specific and beautiful. With this one, I was like, we're just making a pillowcase. It doesn't have to look great. It's just going to hold a pillow. And so I didn't care as much, and I was able to kind of just work through it. Because if it was sloppy, it wouldn't, it would still serve its purpose.
Well, and little did Sam know.
Yeah, little did I know. So I was getting to the end of my stitches, and I was like, "This looks like shit." But whatever. I learned how to sew, and that was
I learned a skill.
The purpose. And then I was like, "I'm done." And Nate was like, "Well, you got to flip it inside out." And I was like, "What?" Because I just had all my stitches fucking exposed, and it looked like a piece of garbage.
Yeah, like it would. If you flipped your pillowcase inside out.
And so then I flipped it inside out, and it looks. Well, I mean, not incredible, but it looks like a real pillowcase.
Well, and later, I was like showing it to some people, and some femme-identifying people, and they were like, knew how to sew, and they were like, Nate, that looks really good. And they told me that, and I was like, are you sure? And I like flipped it inside out and showed them the actual things, and they were like, that looks really good.
Nice.
And so I think we actually did decent. Like, and I posted on Instagram about it, and Tori reached out and she was like, "These look so good."
Yeah.
So
I think I definitely know how I could have done better.
Oh, totally. I could have I think more consistent. I don't know, more like I think the backstitching I could have been cleaner on, and I think also the. I think I did a decent job, but I think I could be a little bit more consistent with the length between the running stitch loops.
I was impatient, so I made my stitches so far apart, and I can literally pull them open right now.
I can if I'm really looking, I can kind of, and I guess longer, probably in general. Having a longer string to start with, just in case.
Yes.
You just always have more.
You could just cut it off at the end. You
always have more. You have like a
than
whole spool of strings, so you're fine.
Yeah, and it's not expensive stuff. Thread. So I was kind of frustrated by a lot of it until I flipped it inside out, and then I was proud. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Because I thought it just looked like shit, and I was stupid, and but then flipping it inside out was like, it was very satisfying. And
I really get what Tori means about like it really. I think this, unlike, Friendship Basis, it was very cool to see the finished product, but you kind of saw the finished product the whole time. Like with this, there's kind of like a reveal of what you did.
Yeah.
Because you had like this actual thing that you can kind of like either, wear, or like it's a thing you're using in some way.
It's very practical.
Or and it just, there's more of a, there's a surprise to it, and there's also a a finished, like a very distinct finished product that you can kind of use. And it's also satisfying, I think, because you're dealing with, up to that point, like just like, you're cutting from a big piece of fabric, you got all these scraps, you had all this all these frayed ends and stuff, and it's all like kind of hairy and wild, and then once you're done, it's like this little tight little thing. You're just like, boom, I made a thing.
Yeah, it's satisfying. I really see how the progression of this could go, where you get better cutting equipment, you get the sewing machine, and like this could be so much cleaner and efficient.
because we were just doing hand sewing. A sewing machine
Yeah.
would be like crazy.
Oh, it'd be nuts. And if you had like a good cutter,
Yeah.
just go shoom, go and you have a fucking t-shirt or whatever.
I think that's the next step up is a t-shirt.
It's a fucking t-shirt or whatever.
I think I made a button-up shirt in costuming class.
Oh, nice.
But still very difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
So Nate, you think you'll? I'm asking you this time. You think you keep doing this hobby?
I think I definitely. I mean, I think in terms of making bigger projects like a pillowcase or like an item of clothing or something, I could honestly see myself doing it maybe like once a year or something. Like, especially, I feel like it'd be a good. Like a lot of these other things, I feel like it'd be a great gift.
Yeah, true.
And I feel like we both were good enough at it that we could make it and make a gift, and someone would be impressed that we did it.
Yeah, agreed. Literally.
And then also, I think it's such a good thing to know all these stitches and like just like how to start a thing and how to end it, even if we don't know quite how to end it.
Right. It's a good
like
it's a good skill to have. Just even.
Yeah, I feel like we can fix things now. I feel like we can just fix anything.
So I'm gonna get into my own therapy a little bit.
Yeah.
My own psychology. I really like. So I probably won't like be doing this as a proper hobby, just because I don't like working with small things. To be honest, fine motor skills frustrate me.
Fine motor skills.
But it feels good to know. First of all, it feels good to apply. Like, I don't know. I read a lot of books. I engage with a lot of fantasy stuff, and there's a lot of like an archetypal tailor in a lot of those things. And so being able to kind of apply that, and I don't know, I really like connecting with my community and like just sort of having a deeper understanding or a more practical understanding of different things just makes me feel more connected to different parts of our community, I guess. And also, and this is another note, I don't know, this is maybe not relevant to the topic of this podcast. No, it is. I like it. It feels cool to know that there's something that we had no experience in and didn't know about at all, that we just picked up the starting stuff for, looked up some videos, and just figured out. Because I think I for myself don't have a lot of confidence, and I think this comes from a childhood of being a little bit coddled and not, believing that I can figure out stuff for myself.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah. And I don't know. So it felt good to just like fucking throw yourself at the wall and just make something that's like, it's not perfect, but like we did it. And if I made another one, I could do it way better. So it just goes to show that like you could just do something. And it doesn't need to be perfect. And you don't need to love it, but I feel like I have a slightly deeper understanding of some of the people around me, and I feel a little bit more cultured for knowing how to do this.
Oh, I think you put it so perfect. I feel exactly the same way. I feel like we're episode 5 now. I think the arc of this show is already so cool in terms of like we're just learning more about like hobbies and things that people are into, and it makes me feel closer to those people that we're interviewing, obviously, but then in general, I feel like we're also just becoming more, I don't know, like widened humans in a way, because we're like getting into all these things. Yeah, because we all, not to get societal, but we're all like, going to jobs, trying to make money, and like, when's our next vacation? There's all these like projects and things we're working on that are just so banal, but then like the things that we're actually really, really into and really want to talk about are these things that we're learning about from more and more people, which feels like we're just kind of tapping into more of what people are actually enjoying, and that feels really, really good. I hope that's
humanity.
I hope that I don't know. I hope that people listening are kind of getting a similar experience, even vicariously.
Yeah.
Because it's been really cool, at least on our side. Clearly for both of us. And I totally agree with like the sentiment that you don't have to be good at anything actually to do it.
Yeah.
In fact, some of these things we've been kind of bad at.
Oh, I've been bad at most of them. I've been surprised. Like the friendship bracelets worked out. Like I made something better than kind of I expected.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised that I made something even functional that like is holding together with this
No,
sewing.
it feels crazy that we made this.
Yeah.
It feels insane.
Which
This
goes to show,
pillowcase.
like I hate fine motor skills. I'm not very good at it. Anyone can pick this up, probably be better than me.
Because it's not about, like, I think that's maybe what I'm learning too, is it's not even about the skill. It's just kind of like diving into the world and then like seeing what, like, I don't know, kind of sticks or rubs off.
Yeah. And we're so bogged down and blocked by like trying to be good at shit. And
Yeah.
in my late 20s, I'm getting tired of that. And there's so many things I don't let myself do because I don't think I'm going to do it well. And that's so fucking dumb. Who cares, dog? Who cares? Just do it. And it won't be good. And that's fine. And if you like it enough, you'll keep doing it. And then eventually it'll be good. But don't do it to make it good. Just do it because you like doing it.
Well, and it's almost like we're getting exposure therapy in
Being
letting
bad.
thing not be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is,
Man.
as an artist, so helpful. And as a human being, it's so helpful. Just you just gotta fucking
So
do it.
take that and go try something that you're bad at.
Yeah, go kill a man.
And hey, I think we're about at time.
Oh, what do I got? What do I got?
Ooh, man. I guess we gotta. I guess. Yeah. Don't kill someone.
Yeah.
Well, and so before we get into our outros, next week we got a real treat for y'all. We have our both of our good friend Cody Lindley coming to talk about. I almost said Resident Evil, which is incorrect. Stephen King.
Evil.
Stop.
Cody Lindley.
Yep, not Resident Evil. It's gonna be Stephen King.
Stephen King.
I love being interrupted. I love it. He's waiting. He's waiting with bated breath.
Bated breath.
Okay, great. Yeah, so join us next week for Stephen King. We're so excited. And Sam, play us out.
Oh, what's the name of our podcast again? Show me to me, Rachel. We'll see you next week, bitch.
Show me to us, Rachel, is the name
Fuck.
of the podcast. Goodbye, y'all.
Show me to us, Rachel. Ow!